program that cost us $850 billion plus. It was going to save the day. Oh, and then the stimulus package under Obama. Oh, that's going to save the day. How could thinking people follow these Moe, Larry, and Curlys out there is beyond me.
What is your greatest fear that we may be confronting in the next several years with respect to our financial institutions? I mean,
Judge, this is not a recovery. It's a cover-up. I'm not an imbecile, and anybody that reads the numbers know what's going on. They're papering over the collapse with paper money printed out of thin air and backed by nothing. Current events form future trends. Look at the price of gold. Look what's going on with the dollar collapsing against key currencies. They're going to, what we fear is that with each failure, they parlay it up into a bigger failure. We're concerned about war, that after the financial games run out, then what they do, whether it's a false flag attack, remember the Maine, the Gulf of Tonkin, Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda. It may be either real or fabricated. In any event, that's what we're afraid of, is that when all else fails, they'll take you to war. History, just look at history. They do it all the time. American, English, Italian, you name it. War, we're afraid, is on the horizon if the economy collapses.
We know from some recent speeches and emails that former Vice President Cheney tried to persuade former President Bush in the 11th hour of their administration, I think it was after Christmas of '08, to either invade or destroy the offensive weaponry of Iran. Since war is the health of the state, since the government always gets more power and can more easily extract more money from us during war, do you think that President Obama will use the same means to enhance power that many of his predecessors have done? Jerry Celente.
I put nothing past President Obama or anyone else. I give them no slack at all. Again, by their deeds you shall know them. Hey, how about this one? Change you could believe in. When you look at the Obama administration, it looks a lot like the old Clinton administration and like the old Bush administration. Oh, now he's bringing someone in for truck safety, and she's the former lobbyist for the trucking industry. I mean, again, look what they're doing. I don't trust any of them. By their read my lips, no new taxes. I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. I smoked, but I didn't inhale. Who would believe these people?
We are chatting with Gerald Celente, who's the director of the Trends Research Institute, and who is one of the few economists to predict the problems from which we've all been suffering for the past year and a half or so. I wrote a piece last week in the Wall Street Journal, you probably saw it, arguing that Congress doesn't have the power under the Constitution to regulate health care. And in preparation for the piece, I interviewed one of the strongest proponents of national health care, Congressman Jim Clyburn, Democrat of South Carolina, the number 3 ranking Democrat in the House. And when I asked him to tell me where in the Constitution Congress has the authority to regulate health care, he said to me, most of what we do down here is not in the Constitution. You tell me, Judge, where in the Constitution it's prohibited. Put aside the 9th and the 10th Amendments, which prohibit the government from doing that which it's not authorized to do. Have we reached a point in our government where the members of Congress from both parties think that the oath to uphold the Constitution is just a formality? They haven't read it, they don't understand it, and the last thing they intend to do is to be chained down by it, which is the way Jefferson said they should.
Well, of course. I mean, look what's going on. The War Powers Act, you go through the whole list. I mean, we've gone from the greatest entrepreneurial empire in the world to what Mussolini called the merger of state and corporate powers as fascism. I mean, how did this happen to America, that we own General Motors, parts of Citigroup, AIG, Fannie, Freddie, on and on and on. I mean, the whole Constitution has been abrogated in so many ways, as you point out with the Patriot Act as well, and that's what this Second American Revolution is about. It's bigger than libertarian, by the way, as we see it. We're forecasting a new third party by 2012. We're calling it, for lack of a better name, progressive libertarian. Progressive in terms of issues such as food safety, education, health, the environment, and libertarian in the truest sense of the Constitution. Not having foreign entanglements, on and on. Federal Reserve, and you know as well as I do what that's all about,
right,
and how that's probably not even constitutional in itself, being that Congress is supposed to have the sole power of controlling the money supply and printing money. So we're looking at really an end of Empire America as we know it, and a new third party emerging. When did we ever grow up when politicians became career politicians? This becomes their job. It used to be Mr. Smith went to Washington, served 1 or 2 terms, and went back home.
Gerry Celente, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on Freedom Watch.
Hey, thank you, Judge.